Greetings and salutations and an utmost hilarious to you. This is the Gnome Avenger, here for the very last tale of the Witch-Light Monologues. Prepare to have your heart expand, burst, reassemble, and then turn into a flotation device for your own safety. LJ Longo's Witch-Light in the City. You're waiting to be born. The wishes of an entire city swirl in the nebula of your heart and head, and it makes you happy and sad and lonely and hopeful. You're still deciding which ones you like best. There's many you don't understand, and more you think probably weren't really meant. You know something special will happen to the ones you like best because Mama Zinke has told you so. You're the only one in the whole city who will call her that. Someday when she has other grandchildren, they will call her Mom, and all 6 of you will call Pop that. But only you will call her Mama Zinke. It will be like a special secret. Tomorrow is the day you've decided. Mom and Dad are getting married tomorrow. On the new year, right in front where you're hatching. You're planning it as a big surprise. Just after the ceremony is finished, you don't want to ruin Uncle Otto's photographs. Uncle Kian will be there too, and you're excited to meet them all in person. Dad and Mama Zinke come to visit you the most, since Dad's job is to look at you and Mama Zinke's job is to come out and take samples. She's coming now. Her hair bound up in braids with many herbs dripping over her shoulders and her winter cape. You giggle to yourself and tone down your magic. You pretend you will not be born tomorrow while she sweeps in the aura and haze. It gathers in a little glass vial and she studies it. Then she taps a glittering device on her shoulder and says,
"Does anyone else get a strange vibe from this thing? Like it's playing a game?"
Mama Zinke receives an answer, then says professionally,
"No, it's stable. I estimate next week. You ought to tell the fellow on the scryers he should be all set for his wedding tomorrow."
You giggle. Overnight, you sort out the wishes. You pick the kinds of things that Mama would like. I wish I had a baby. I wish my luck for a bodega on Pine Street. I wish my back didn't hurt. The ones that don't sound like Mama, you don't pick.
I wish I didn't care about work so much. I wish my ex would be alone and miserable without me. I wish my mother would die.
There are other ones you can't figure out how to answer, like the little stone giant that wishes he didn't break so many chairs. You could make him smaller or make all chairs larger. But as Uncle Otto says, that's the letter of the law and not a real solution. So you wish the best for the stone giant boy and hope he figures out how to not break chairs and move on to the next wish. Around midnight, Mama Zinke comes back with Pop. His feet crunch in the snow as he wanders nearer. You sure this is stable?
Asked you to look at it, Cole. There's a wedding here tomorrow for a guy in scrying, and it seems to have ramped up its magical resonance, but not expanded or collapsed.
Sure is pretty, especially in the snow. That's good. Dad likes to look at pretty and interesting things. He'll like to look at you. You have a flash as in answering your own wish, of a future where your dad is rocking you in his arms. He looks down at you with his big, owly eyes. He's smiling the way he smiles when he looks at Mom or the moon. Think they'll mind if we crash their party? Pop asks. Mama Zinke reaches into her robes and hands him 2 cards.
No, the bride invited us both, said some instinct told her we should be there.
She a witch?
Fey touched, though she doesn't know where she encountered any wild magic.
Mama Zinke stares right into your eyes and you wink at her. Uncle Otto has been taking pictures since before the guests arrived, and he stared at you for a long moment and called Uncle Kiki over. You smiled and waved at them both, and Uncle Kiki waved back and pointed. Otto nodded and put his arms around Kian and pulled him a little bit away, then went back to taking pictures of the cake and everything. You love all the guests, and you're so glad Uncle Otto is able to leap from chair to capture all the different portraits, and Uncle Kiki is coming behind him and recording their best wishes for the newlyweds. The wedding is beautiful. Many people wished for weddings full of sparkles and white silk and towering cakes, but none of them are as pretty and interesting as this party because it's the wedding of your parents. Mom and Dad say the nicest things to each other. Then they get to kiss and everybody cheered. Then there's a big meal and cake and toasting and a lot of dancing. You try to dance with everyone, and Mama Zinky and Pop-Pop whisper to each other, "What are they doing with their wands?" You didn't plan on Mama Zinky and Pop-Pop trying to unwish the wishes. Unwishing their own wishes? Their power wraps around you, shrinking you. Terrible things happen if you are not born today. The unraveling starts with your uncles. Grivioto has been dreading what happens after this wedding when he doesn't have an excuse to talk to Kian every day. In his awkwardness and uncertainty, he will forget he doesn't need to say anything special. He can just exist near his lover without being a disappointment. He will become a disappointment when he accidentally folds back up, and Kian K will not take the time to pry him open again. Mama Zinky is next. New beginnings are hard, and there's no one harder to forgive than yourself. Pop-Up will try, and she will determine incorrectly that he does not need her, that he will do better and happier without her. They will work together, sometimes the way witches do. They will pine and love each other at an impassable distance. Neither will be certain if they can take more than the steps they already have towards each other without destroying the other's tentative peace. And Mama Zinky needs a miracle to remind her that she is more than her badness. The worst is Mom and Dad. They are complete together. They will travel and delight in the world and see hundreds of beautiful things. They don't need you, but they want you. Soon all that delights them will be tainted by the absence of you. You see them both crying, not together, as if separated by an invisible wall. They blame themselves, but only alone. They are afraid to touch this pain in each other, because the longing is too raw. So alone, they both grieve the child they do not have and maybe never will, unless you can be born today. So you crack through Madame Zinky and Pop-Pop's warding charms to break into their world. You force yourself to explode with the wishes that you have chosen. And as you do, you pull hard at all the threads of their destiny. Mom and Dad stumble and fall into your dreamy light first. They didn't think to run. Both are drawn to your beauty and light by instinct. Your uncles are next. Otto begins to flee, escaping with the crowd, then sees that Kiki, burdened by short legs and a shell, does not have the instinct to run from flashing lights, but to curl up. As the light consumes them both, Otto's eyes are shut and his arms are wrapped around Kiki. Madame Zinky and Pop-Pop are outside your radius, protected by their wards and wands, keeping the crowd behind safe. Are you dangerous? You won't let anything bad happen to Mom and Dad and your uncles. You'll keep them warm in the snow and safe from time. They will be here with you in the haze, pinned like beautiful photographs in their happiest thoughts. Pop-Pop takes Mama Zinky's hand and tries to draw her away, to get help, to call on higher powers. But Mama Zinky is looking into your eyes again. She wraps her hand around the threads of her wish, his too. In the past she would have pulled. She would have needed to control the magic, to control you. But now Mama Zinky waits. She listens to the magic. She senses your intention and steps nearer. Pop-Pop hesitates, then takes hold of the threads and goes with her. They step into your light and warmth. You are all a swirl with their wishes, so much louder now that they are part of you. This is much better than the voices of many. Uncle Otto is full of poetic thoughts because even though the light hurts his brain, Kiki is shielding his face. I'm glad he's here. I wish I could tell him how glad I am he's here with me. What's wrong with me that I'm glad that he's here in this hellish place with me? And I make sure that Kiki knows because all Kiki wants is to know how Otto feels. Really feels. Beyond all the bravado and swagger and fear. Mom and Dad are stunned, caught mid-dance, both thinking only about their future and the things they want to do together.
We wanted to see waterfalls and beaches. We wanted to grow old together. We wanted kids.
And I can show them waterfalls and beaches, and I can...
Wait.
Can Mama Zinky hear the wash of thoughts and wishes too? Can she hear how Pop-Pop, with 1 foot outside and 1 foot in, is wishing he could be married to this brave woman again?
No, I can't hear that. But I don't need to.
Oh! She's talking to you.
You need to let these people go, honey.
But they're my family and I love them. I want to grant all their wishes.
And that's lovely. You've got a wonderful big heart, but they'll die in here.
Oh, you didn't know that.
When you finish granting all those wishes, you're going to fizzle into nothing. Because you're a witch-light.
You only sort of knew that. Madam Zinky, is there anything you can do so we can all be together? The witch looks at you confused. Her ex-husband touches her shoulder and they glance around at the intertwining of the city's hopes and dreams.
I don't know. But I have a wish.
You listen intently. Certain it will be your favorite and the best wish you have ever granted.
I wish that you would hatch as a little human child and not as a witch-light. Zinka blinked as the magic in her hands disappeared and fell backward because it had been pulling her in. Cole caught her.
Are you all right?
Maybe. There was the goblin and the kappa still wrapped up in a green and turquoise ball shivering together, a camera tangled between them. There was the bride and groom, lying flat and looking up at the stars, hand in hand, and both in white and blending in with the snow. Zinka touched her head. There was someone else caught in that witch-light. Something else. Something that ought to be here. A baby began to cry in the snow. The bride was alarmed and hurriedly sat up and looked for the child. Whose baby is that? The groom followed.
No one on my side.
Mine either. She found the baby, naked and newborn, wailing because the world was not as warm and cozy as it might have wished. Oh, there you are. Shh, honey, we'll find your mommy.
Might be a neighbor.
The groom put his arm around her and looked down at the baby. He seemed very pleased by what he saw and smiled broadly. This soothed the child. Zinka smiled and put her fingers to her forehead, massaging the dull ache there. They won't find the parents.
There's gotta be some hope. We can gather a whole coven to scry and...
You won't find the parents. You are the parents. The newlyweds looked startled at the witch striding nearer to them. Those two... The witch pulled the kappa and the goblin apart and out of the snowdrift. The goblin reached for the kappa, determined not to be separated. Are the uncles?
We're not. I ain't never been anybody's uncle. I don't even know.
Cole, my love, you are his pop-pop and I... Zinka only hesitated now, looking down at the confused and hungry infant. It had seemed like a good idea at the time. Who was she to saddle these two with a child? Who was she to insist that a goblin and a kappa take responsibility for a human child? Who was she but some washed-up witch?
You're his Mama Zinka.
At his words, the last of the lingering flares of magic burst into the sky. The newlyweds oohed and exclaimed. This seemed very settled and very final. The goblin, unimpressed by all this magic, muttered and took off his jacket.
Well, at least wrap up. What is it? My niece or nephew? Cover up the little thing. It is winter, after all.
Well, that's another world saved, doomed, and or slightly weirder than we found it. Either way, you made it!
And when you're ready to plunge back into the abyss, we'll be here, lurking, whispering.
If you liked today's episode, tell a friend. If you hated today's episode,
You can find us on Substack, YouTube, or wherever you scream into the void about podcasts. Drop us a comment. Send us your thoughts in all caps. We love that. You're charming.
and hey, if you want to help keep these stories weird and our tea hot, you can throw some coins our way on Substack. It keeps the lights on. Literally, Lane is writing in the dark.
Paperback Radio, no ads, professional narrators, and humanish weirdos telling you strange tales week after week. After week, after week, after week.
We told you to stay in the back room, Lizzie. Thanks for wandering through the chaos with Paperback Radio.
See you next time.